We're on it tonight. Everybody brought their A game.
That's good. We had our brain food.
You know what I love about January 1st at midnight is the look on the guy at Walmart's face when it's 12:01 and you're like, I want a fishing license.
Let's go. Do you really shoot the halibut once you get him close to the surface?
We just shoot the halibut every Thursday.
Fellas, get back in that current.
I love it.
I hate
That's all right.
I hate me too, bud.
It's okay, Ryan.
I'm like a really fat branch.
Definitely.
Should we just fast forward to the part where I say, so you got skunked?
Stevie, I have a question for you. So
You came to the right place, bud.
no, listen.
And we are back. You were listening to the Rutten River Pursuit podcast. We are sitting around the current right now. I like to say sitting around the current, not just in it all the time.
Yeah. Sure,
This
yeah.
time we're around it. We're watching it.
Yeah.
It's cold.
We're pairing current.
It is good
some
stuff.
swirls.
But we are Reality Outdoor Radio, where our mission is to get you in the outdoors by connecting you with the people, skills, and products you can trust.
You can trust them.
Mm-hmm. I'm Ryan. Who do I got with me tonight?
I'm Kyle.
I am Steve.
Steven.
And I'm Will.
Oh, yeah. And I think, wait a second, there's one more here.
What?
Yep, and I'm Matt.
Matt.
Hey, buddy.
Matt is a great friend of the show, decided to sit in studio with us, and we're like, you know what, Matt?
We need a guest host.
We do. It's time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've actually,
the invite.
He's the Ryan to our Seacrest.
I'm telling you, we've been enjoying
Yes.
some in-studio guests and guest hosts.
I
So
love it. We're blessed.
we're going to keep it rolling. So welcome aboard, bud.
Thank you.
But before we go any further, I'm going to tell you guys a little bit about this month's sponsor.
Kick it to yourself, Ryan.
Hey, Ryan. Yeah, Ryan. Why don't you tell me about it? This episode is brought to you in part by Mountain Dew Kickstart.
Yeah, it is.
Mountain Dew Kickstart is a great tasting morning refreshment beverage.
Don't you mean replenishment beverage?
Maybe, but I know I get some refreshment from it.
Yeah, well, I need that replenishment.
Well, maybe we'll just agree to disagree.
Yeah.
Or we just agree on the fact that it gives you both, bud.
I can totally get behind that.
It also energizes you in the morning to provide you with that appropriate boost to start your day. Kickstart is a delicious combination of juice, caffeine, and Mountain Dew.
All three.
It's got them, bud.
Triple threats.
It sure is. It sure is. Hey, all those flavor options are out there too. You got the pineapple, orange, mango, the black cherry,
Yeah.
fruit punch, mango, lime. There's even a raspberry citrus, but guess what?
I need to try that pineapple orange mango.
It sounds delicious, but you got Stevie's favorite, of course, the orange citrus.
Orange citrus.
Those
And
orange
the
cans, they're all full up in the fridge. You got to reach.
You have to wait around them
Yeah, you
to
do.
get to other things. But I usually end up just grabbing one because it's right there, bud.
So, if you want to start your morning off like the bad boy of podcasting, Mr. Steve Miser,
I know I do.
just grab yourself a Mountain Dew Kickstart and give your day a kickstart. Delicious. How excited is Stevie for that Mountain Dew stuff? That
I'm
guy-
wound up, man.
I'm telling you.
That's awesome.
Cool it, Stevie.
Kickstart is the way to start your day.
Stevie, when did
Love
you
it.
start loving, like, when you started to love Kickstarts? Can you take us back?
Oh my!
Was it college?
No. I think it was right around the time I started having kids, maybe.
That,
You need
that
a
would
little
make
Or at
sense.
least maybe my second kid was when that somewhere I can't remember exactly, but I'm sure it had something to do with
You need to add that
sleep deprivation.
that little extra boost to your day.
Yeah.
And replenishment.
I could see that. It is refreshing.
And
I agree, Will.
replenishing.
Good stuff. Kyle,
Ryan.
you, sir, have been on a rutcation.
That's
I
what
have.
As of recent.
Self-proclaimed rutcation.
I was hiding in the woods.
This is your annual thing, right? Like
It-
you do this rutcation
Yeah.
Pretty much same time every year.
Yeah, it's pretty much
Yeah.
same time, give or take. You
So
know,
is it
kinda-
congratulations in order?
Not for me.
Uh-oh.
What?
That sounds like a story waiting to happen. What happened, bud?
So we were hunting one of our properties, and
Go on.
I had an opportunity to lay eyes on one of the biggest buck I've ever seen
Lay eyes on the prize.
while
What?
hunting.
Whilst
Only to get to watch that same.
So there you were.
So
in the
there I
stand.
was in the stand.
was it too far away?
Yeah, so he came out into the field pretty much straight downwind to me. I was sitting in a hedgerow, and he came out. When he popped like out of the hedgerow, he was probably out at like 80 yards.
Could you feel the wind against the back of your neck as you're staring at him?
Yeah,
And you're like, oh no.
Yeah,
No.
like because the stand I was in, it was in a hedgerow that they kind of could have came from probably like 270 degrees around me, and he happened to just come from the worst possible direction.
275 degrees.
Yeah. So I saw him. I was like, "Oh, baby, he's coming my way!" And literally, he came out, stuck his nose up in the air, did like a little head shake. Was like, "Nope, I don't like that."
He got a schnoz full of Axe body spray.
Oh yeah, he smelled my bod spray.
Are
Busted.
you still using the axe?
Yeah.
Oh, bud.
But it's estrus scented, so I thought it would help me.
Where do you
But
pick
it's not
that
really.
up at?
Well, it's not Axe brand. You know those buck bombs.
It was
with that estrus
Calgon
spray.
taking me away.
Spray a little spray under each armpit.
I bet you jumped into some Calgon after that night. 'Cause
Oh,
you
absolutely.
were sulking.
Have you seen him up there on your cameras at all?
Yeah, so my brother got pictures of him a couple weeks ago on his trail camera, but you know, like most of the big deer that we ever get, it was at like 2 and 3 in the morning. So
Yeah.
you don't really put any
Yeah.
weight into those because it's like, oh, yeah, he's
So when we say it was the largest buck you've seen,
Yes.
right, on hoof from a stand while you're hunting,
while in the woods.
what would you guesstimate him to be at? Like, what are we talking? He's a
Well-
typical 10-point,
Yeah.
or what are we talking about?
He was like 140 to 150.
Okay.
Like, I think he was like a 10-pointer.
What?
You think
yeah.
he was a 10-point,
Yeah.
or do you know?
Maybe I know.
Okay, bud. What happened?
Take her easy, Bucky. Slow roll this.
So he caught my wind, went back to where he came from, and I was like, you got to be kidding me. I just blew it on the buck of a lifetime.
You blew it.
But, you know, the property I was hunting, I was also hunting with 2 of my brothers, and my brother
That's never a good
was
deal.
actually hunting.
There's a pile of Parkins in the trees.
There's a lot of
Exactly.
Parkins.
That's a bad day for deer right there.
It's a whack of Parkins.
So I actually texted my brother. I said, "Hey, my misfortune might become your good luck tonight."
Yeah.
I said, "I think I might have just scared that deer like to your direction."
How far away was he from you?
If you drew like a straight line,
As
it's
the
probably
crow
like
flies.
200 yards.
Downwind.
Upward.
Kind of crosswind.
Crosswind.
Yeah. So the wind, the direction that the buck was going, the wind was in his favor. But if the buck got behind him, then it would have smelled him as well. So, you know, about a half hour.
Well, that doesn't help me.
Later.
I can't picture that, but I'll take your word for it.
It's 30 minutes.
Okay, there we go. Now you're
So
on my
the
speed.
stand heat
As the crow walks.
Okay.
let me put it to you in layman's terms, Steve.
I spooked it.
Dumb it down
30
for me.
minutes later, it creeps over.
The winds were coming out of the west.
Okay.
The deer, well, he came from the east into the west wind, and then he retreated back into the east.
Okay.
And the stand that my brother was sitting in, the winds were pretty much in his favor
Right.
until the deer got to about his northeast
Uh-oh.
Okay.
direction.
How many yards away?
how many yards away.
Deer to brother.
Oh,
Deer to brother ratio. Like what? How?
I don't know what that ratio is.
Like I didn't know if obviously it's an archery range.
Yeah.
So what's your brother? What would you say your brother's effective distance is?
40 on a good day, comfortably 30.
Yeah. Really?
So yeah, we pretty much talk about like, unless conditions are like absolutely perfect, like we're all comfortable taking a 40-yard shot, but general hunting conditions.
Is this
For something a little closer?
Is this brother the one with a new Hoyt?
No, this is a brother that has a fairly new Matthews.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
So the deer came his direction, and I got a text, a half hour, 45 minutes after I saw it. I just hit a big buck, like,
No way.
and I'm like,
What'd you name it?
Heart sank.
What's your name?
no, I was excited because I was like, oh my God, like this is awesome. Like I just saw that big buck, like he just hit a big buck, and I actually saw his deer running across the field. Like that's how close we were.
Post hit.
Yeah, post hit. And like I actually got video footage of it.
Oh,
like,
nice.
Did you try and wing one at it just in case that we could say, I downed it?
I just launched like 200 yards away. I was like, you know what? If I aim like maybe like straight up, there's a chance it'll hit it.
As a crow.
I got one like that in rifle season, but apparently the rule is if the
whoever shoots it first.
Yeah, if the first shot was a lethal one.
Right.
But
Allegedly.
what can you do?
Yeah.
Allegedly.
So I saw it going running across the field, but he wasn't totally sure of a shot. And then with the actual footage that I got, it looked like he was a little back. So he started tracking it, about an hour later, like as it was starting to get dark. And the blood didn't look the best. The blood, it wasn't like a red carpet, and it was a darker blood. We were pretty sure it was
Here comes that big hill on the emotional roller coaster.
Oh, how about no hands?
So we were pretty sure it was definitely like liver and gut.
Yeah.
So we were tracking it, and we're like, we were maybe 60 yards from where it starts getting really thick. So at that point, we're like, we should probably just back out and wait till morning just to...
Now, if it wouldn't have been getting dark, would you have still backed out and waited?
Yeah. So, I mean, at that point, we were pretty sure that the shot was back based off of me getting that little bit of video footage and the blood that we had. So, in those circumstances...
Was he hunched up as he was running off?
Yeah, like, as he was running, like, he was running, but he wasn't, like... running full sprint. He was kind of like hobbling along. So
that's what they'll say. That shot that goes back a little bit, the deer will hunch up. So raises it back up a little bit as they're
at the risk of being a little on the graphic side. So if you hit them back, well, you say you're hitting liver, stomach.
Yeah.
And does that take them? That evidently obviously takes longer for the deer to expire.
Yeah, it definitely takes longer than a double lung or a hard shot. But I mean, there's guys that have hit them far back and they don't go more than 100 yards. But it's just one of those things. You're better off playing it safe when you're uncertain of what organs.
If there's even one question,
you back out, hope he lays down somewhere.
And that's what they're going to do, right?
Yeah,
it's a mortal wound. And they will bed down relatively close if they aren't pressured, and they will expire. But if during that process you bump them because you're trailing it, they won't stop. They will fall down.
Keep going.
They won't stop again until they're dead.
That has to be such a tough
it is.
How do you know?
You don't.
There's no guarantee.
Yeah,
That's why it's a roller coaster, Stevie.
It's no bueno.
Goodness.
And
it's terrible. It's the worst feeling.
Yeah. And that's another reason too. Like with those further back hit shots, like they don't bleed nearly the amount that like a major artery or anything like that would. So even more of the reason why you don't want to push them, because if you push them, you might not be able to pick up their blood trail again. So
anatomically, to Stevie's point, not to be too graphic, but part of the reason for the lesser trail is when you get back that far, you've also ruptured the diaphragm.
Yeah.
So now it's actually filling up the entire body cavity instead of just the chest cavity with blood.
Okay.
While it's also trying to pump out the entrance and the exit.
Gotcha.
So it's just a lot of bad mojo.
Yeah.
A lot of bad things can happen, and you don't want to bump one. If you don't have the best blood,
Yeah.
To be cliche, when in doubt, back out.
Yeah. So we decided to back out, and my brother actually called a tracker.
Like an Indian tracker?
No, like
Bass
the
tracker.
United Bloodhounds.
Like a man tracker?
No. Well, yeah, it's a man and a dog.
Did you ever watch that show?
That's just
Man
recently
tracker?
become
Yeah.
legal, right?
Yeah, that's only been legal in PA for the past couple years.
It's a dude out of Canada.
Man tracker.
Yeah.
So like dog to bounty hunter?
Yeah. Like,
Oh, is it?
Yeah. Well, it's
No way.
it's a challenge. You have to he finds you. Like there's
Oh.
a insertion point and an exfil.
Didn't they make a movie about that a few years back?
Yeah, it was
Jason
called
the-
Rambo.
But no,
Surviving the game.
Surviving the Game with
Yeah.
Ice-T.
Ice-T.
That was a great movie.
Oh yeah.
So your brother called Ice-T.
Yeah, my brother called Ice-T.
In that scenario, it would be Rucker Hauer.
Yeah.
So your brother calls Rucker Howard.
Yes. So Rucker Hauer gets there in the morning.
yeah. With a dog.
With his terrier.
Yeah, with his terrier.
What's he have? What kind of dog?
The tracker had a lab.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so he gets there, kind of runs through the whole.
Tracker Jim.
Yeah, actually Andy.
Andy.
Tracker
Bensing.
Andy.
He's
Okay.
from actually like the Berks County, Lancaster area.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Small.
How did your brother find him? Let me ask
So there's
that
a
question.
That's a good
website called UnitedBloodTrackers.org.
Okay.
And they actually have, a list of like, I guess recommended or like approved blood trackers like in like by state.
Like Angie's List for dudes.
Yeah.
Oh, gotcha.
So you can go on there and actually find guys that are in your state.
Barry's list.
Barry's list. And find guys that are in your state and then kind of narrow it down to like which ones are local in your area.
Okay.
So he called him up and, based off the information that he received from my brother and everything, he's like, this sounds like a good,
Right.
I'll
like-
take on your case.
Yeah. Because talking with him, those guys get plenty of calls throughout the season of like, guys are like, oh, I hit a deer.
Right.
Where'd you hit it? I hit it, and
the knee.
Yeah, and so they're just as selective about.
Well, I would imagine in a scenario like that they have to be. And this was Saturday.
Yeah, he hit it Friday.
Right.
But yeah.
So the tracking stuff had been done on Saturday. So I would imagine he got a lot of calls.
Yeah.
Because it was also the weather starting to turn.
it was
and
that Friday after
was probably
Halloween when that cold.
Oh, that was
came through.
mad.
busy weekend for
Doggone.
a tracker. So that's good.
So is this something they do for fun, or do they charge you?
No, they basically go off of a donation basis.
So you tip them.
Yeah, well, you can tip them.
Say it, Steven.
Like they don't have set rates or anything like that. So
Here we
it's
go.
really up to the hunter. Like
Really? That's pretty cool.
yeah. So I mean,
What? So I would have
What
thought
do you
they.
tip a tracker?
Yeah, I would have thought they would have had like a, we'll come out, but it's going to be, $10 an hour or whatever, $100 an hour, and if we find it, it's another.
Per 30 yards.
Yeah, I didn't realize that was.
yeah. Well, because you have to think
That's
like
pretty neat.
for a lot of them, it's no different than hunting or fishing for us.
Yeah. Okay.
It's something that they're passionate and they enjoy doing.
And the dogs love it, I imagine.
Yeah.
Yeah. And actually, the guy that came out, he was actually a hunter himself.
Was
And
he?
I was like, I guess
Oh, on
you don't.
Saturday, yeah,
I was like,
my
I guess you don't
goodness.
get out much. He's like, no. He's like, but I don't mind. He's like, he's like, finding deer. He's like, that's just as good. He's
That's
like, I
pretty
get
cool.
to find, $40 a year. He's
Yeah.
like, that's way
Wow.
better than one.
Wow.
Yeah, that's awesome. So,
Yeah.
so how'd it go?
What do you tip him a hind quarter or something?
I don't know. My brother did offer him a hind quarter. Yeah, I mean, he just.
Bruised liver.
Yeah, I'm sure they would. Yeah,
You can have the liver, bud.
yeah, you can have the liver.
Whatever old Shep wants.
Well, I guess the cat's out of the bag. So he got there. He started his tracking, and went through his process. Here, you guys stand here. Like, let the dog do his thing. Like, I'll rein him in when he gets out of control.
How fast was the dog? Was it?
Oh, he was like beeline, and it's
Really?
like, he initially got on the trail, and then like he took off, and he's like, oh, like in PA you have to keep them leashed, but the leash he had was like
a mile and a half long.
So like he's like, oh so he had like kind of calmed down because he said his dog was still young and kind of gets excited and like will get off the trail, so he has to keep him close so he stays like on the trail. But so he's on it, and we're following the same exact trajectory that we followed the night before.
Okay.
Because when they start, they literally go right back to the point of impact with their dog.
And so that actually, how far would you say you tracked before you guys gave up and backed out?
I'd say about 150 yards.
So this was actually a really good learning experience too for you as a tracker.
Just call the tracker right away.
Yeah.
When in doubt.
No, but the dog itself is reinforcing that you guys were on the right track.
Exactly.
We're doing the right thing the night before, heading in the right direction. Okay. I'm trying to envision all of this playing out.
Yeah.
So the dog stays on the trail, and then we come up to a hedgerow that basically, there's a hedgerow and then about 60 yards of open field, and then that thick stuff that I was talking about that we figured that the deer was going into.
Yeah.
We get up to where the deer crossing the hedgerow. We're like, he crossed here. We come to the hedgerow with the dog. I look up. I'm like, there's your deer.
Yahtzee.
So we called the tracker and everything. And literally, if we would have just pushed through that hedgerow that night and shined a flashlight up, his deer would have been laying right there.
Really? Maybe.
But the night before, his deer could have been laying there with its head up, looking at you, and bolted and gone.
Yeah.
So
Michael
it's still the right thing.
Yeah.
It would have been Michael Boltoning with a little saxophone deal.
Yeah.
You did the right thing. Nobody wants to see that.
No.
But and we got up on this thing, and the only big shame that happened was the coyotes got to that thing.
Oh, did they?
And they tore the entire back half apart.
I'm not liking that at all.
No,
that didn't take long. Man.
Yotes are showing up. I had suffered from that.
Yeah.
Same thing with my 5 point. So.
But this deer was a beautiful deer. Like, it was a giant 9-pointer.
So how far? You said it was probably about 60 yards from where you guys stopped to where the deer was?
Yeah, maybe.
And did you see any sign of struggle around where it was? Like, it looks like the coyotes came in and it was fighting back?
No, it looked like they kind of came in just
After the fact.
Yeah.
Then that is a real kick in the pants, because chances are he was down.
Yeah.
He was done when you were there 60 yards away.
And the funny...
But you never know.
Yeah, you don't know until you know. Mm-hmm. I was just kind of kicking myself because, like, even like when we were tracking, I was like, oh, well, why don't we just track like up to the thicket so we know exactly where it went in. And this was like Friday night, and I'm just like, if we would have just done that, we would have probably down. But you never know. But I'm just happy that my brother was able to put smack down on a giant.
Experience
that's a win.
Yeah, the tracking with a dog, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it was a whole lot of new experiences, and it was awesome.
Matt, you getting out at all? I don't want to cut it off.
No, you're good.
I'm still celebrating Parkin's victories.
Nuts.
But Matt, you getting out at all? You doing anything, ducks or anything?
Yeah, I got out on the river there for one weekend for the early season.
That's cool.
Yeah, couldn't get anything to come in, but we were seeing them.
Like goose or ducks?
Ducks.
Yeah.
Couldn't get them to tote pumpkins.
Carry the groceries.
Yeah. And I got out for small game, so got a couple squirrels I'm stocking up squirrels. I missed a pheasant.
Yeah.
Opening day. Yeah.
What do you like to do as a squirrel?
That was going to be my question. Good question.
Sorry, bub.
Kind of like.
Do you want to ask it?
No.
I
What do you do with the
things.
squirrels?
What's that?
What do you do with the squirrels?
I'd make squirrel pot pie.
Oh.
So is that like
Your basic
noodle
chicken
based.
pot pie.
pot pie? So I'm told there's pot pie and there's pot pie. I don't. This is
One's a cartoon character that eats spinach. The other is a pie.
One's like the pie.
Forearms.
One's like the pie, with the crust, and then one's like the thick noodles, the broth.
Pot pie.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I make. The pot pie.
Do you? What do you put in it?
Potatoes. Just store-bought noodles, carrots. I boil the squirrel, then debone the squirrel.
So you boil the whole squirrel.
Yeah.
So that's the trick. that I don't think I was aware of. So you boil the squirrel,
That's
then
how
you're
I do it.
deboning it, then you're putting that in with
Yes.
the Popeye. Okay.
That's how I do it.
Do you use the broth that
What did
you
you
boil
do
the
to
squirrel
it?
in?
No, I just use chicken stock.
Chicken stuff.
I cooked some on the grill.
You
but
grill the squirrel.
we
Squirrel
tried the
Popeye.
grill squirrel, but I want to do the
tried.
Popeye.
I can't
but
imagine
I
that
knew
would
that
be
there was
very
something
good.
more than just throwing a squirrel
Really?
Oh, yeah.
in with some noodles and some
Well, what's grilled squirrel like?
tough,
Yeah.
quite tough.
Yeah, I can't
But it tasted
imagine.
good, but it was tough.
Did you guys ever see the recipe for like squirrel like drumsticks, like chicken wing, like a
Yeah.
chicken wing style, but like
What?
yeah,
I've been wanting to try that myself.
way.
yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Like my house is loaded with squirrels. I've been thinking about just going out there and shooting them.
Well,
And that was my intention when we cooked them over the fire was
Yeah.
to cook them like I would a chicken wing.
Yeah.
We seasoned them pretty much the same way. It was just a tough. tough
I would
meat.
think that you were going to do it over the fire like Naked and Afraid style.
Yeah,
Take off all your
like a little spit.
take off all your clothes and
Well, we were at a campground
turn real slowly.
over Halloween time.
Right.
And so, I mean, I was naked and the rest of the campground was afraid. So that's how it worked out.
Matt, how many squirrels does it take to make a pot pie?
a good one.
How meaty do you like your Popeye?
Oh, every couple bites.
Semi meaty.
I tend to like to have like anywhere from half a dozen to a dozen.
Is it?
To get it done
Okay.
right?
That's about 4 or 5 seasons
Yeah, really. Yeah, man.
for me.
Yeah.
Not mad.
I got 6 right now in the freezer, so
Yeah. So you're ready to roll.
yeah.
Nice.
That's awesome.
I don't want you to give me actual coordinates, but where are you at on the river doing the duck hunting?
Down in Bainbridge.
Okay. There's a real solid chance that by this time next year, I might have a boat
dude
that
might
can
have a
navigate
boat.
the river.
Can we talk about that for a little while? Like, how much time do we got to talk about duck hunting on the river? Because
It'd be so much fun, right?
it would be so much fun. Yeah.
I'm not that knowledgeable. I've only been at it for 2 years. This is my second year in waterfowl altogether.
Well,
Which is 200 times more than the rest of us at this table.
yeah. You're the expert around
Give or
here.
take.
But
I wouldn't call me an expert, but
is it similar to waterfowl hunting on a pond, on a lake, or
ocean?
You have a lot more diver
On
ducks
the
out
ocean.
in the river
Okay.
than a puddle duck. River attracts more of those
we
fish
saw
eaters.
a lot of those Merganser deals.
Yeah. Stevie,
of
maybe we
mergansers out
shouldn't.
there.
Maybe we shouldn't hunt ducks on the river. They're divers like we were dealing with in the ocean.
Yeah.
Remember the troubles we had with
I remember
Water
that.
ninjas.
Oh my.
I mean, I've
Oh my.
gotten some greenheads out there. I don't know. It all depends what comes through.
But you're still you're laying out decoys, you're calling, or you wait until you see birds and flag in, or how's that work?
I don't flag. I just call.
Okay.
Yeah. Just wait till you see them and try to, like, if they're way out there, try to get their attention with a comeback.
Well, when they're way out there is when we send Stevie after them.
Yeah.
Are you?
Sky blasting.
I don't have a problem with that. Are you running a boat, or are you waiting?
Running in a boat.
Oh yeah.
Now,
Yeah, the guys I go hunt with, they hunt off an island.
Okay.
And they have a blind built out there.
So there's a blind on the island. Once ducks come in, you
Yeah.
take them. You then hop in the boat and go.
Yeah.
So you got to be pretty quick, I would imagine, right? No, they're not floating.
No,
Down
that
that
river's
fast?
not as fast moving as you think.
Really?
You're out there,
no,
crawl out of the blind, go out to the boat, because we parked the boat on the backside of the island, so
Yeah.
the ducks don't see it.
now the blind. Do you guys have to like go out there every couple months and check on it and make sure it didn't float away or anything like that?
This blind, no, we have it concreted in the island.
Oh, wow.
It's a private island, so
okay.
Oh, that's too bad.
Yeah, but
Stevie, we wouldn't have to worry about.
Bless his heart.
We wouldn't have to worry about rushing to the boat.
No, not at all.
You only have to rush to the boat to get the ducks that are floating downstream if you hit them.
right.
Not the ones that you're so full of.
When they fly away, you don't have to worry about chasing them down.
Yeah.
but you don't have to hunt in the blind. They do make pop-up blinds for boats, which is
Yeah.
really nice.
You ever do that?
I've never done that. I've watched people do it though. That's nice.
Yeah, there's a couple of. I'm in the market. I guess it's fair to say that I'm in the market for a riverboat, and
taking
some
your
of
time,
the
though.
some of the used ones that I've seen actually have like the blinds,
Yeah.
come with
No way.
Come with them, and they're pretty sweet.
So
I think we could make one for my boat.
Yeah.
'Cause I'm leaning a little bit toward a new one.
Like a new one.
New.
Oh my.
Yeah, I'm waiting till the 2020s hit the floor, hit the showroom. But
You better hurry up, bud. They're already hitting the show.
they're already out. Yeah, I know. It's the one I looked.
Sweet deal. It's
One I looked at up
2019.
here at Ducky's. It was already in 2020. But I think we could aftermarket something. We can make it pretty sweet.
Yeah. That's like a 3-season boat then. 4-season
It's
almost.
a jet. Yeah, you can run on the ice.
Yeah. Oh my.
Party barge.
Matt, do you deer hunt as well?
I do, yes. Mainly just rifle is and muzzleloader. I get out for muzzleloader every now and then.
Did you get out for muzzleloader this year?
I did, yes. Didn't see anything, unfortunately.
Yeah.
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 You mentioned earlier you took your daughter waterfowl hunting this year. How was that?
She enjoyed it.
Did she?
Yeah, she enjoyed it.
Did she shoot it all?
No, she just went out to sit with me.
Yeah.
Just it was her first time ever out hunting, so it was warm. I don't know.
to get her acclimated.
Yeah, just to get her out there.
Perfect.
That's
And
good.
did you let her do any calling?
No. No.
You should try that. Because then when she calls one in, you'll never hear the end of it.
That's true.
That happened with my oldest when she was out and I let her run the grunt tube one time. I'm like, you can't do it like that. And I look up, here comes this little buck. I was like, all right, go ahead.
Yeah.
She's like, I told you how to do it.
Did you shoot it all with her? Were you in a blind?
Yeah, we were in the blind then.
Did you get to take any shots with her near you?
No.
I wonder, she's 8, right?
Yeah.
I have a 7-year-old that's been asking to go hunting. And I don't know how.
You don't have to tell
kid-
him that you don't hunt.
No, I don't know how I would react.
Not good at it.
He knows that how I would react to a gunshot. But my point is, like, if something, if a bird or a duck of any type comes in close, I'm unloading, and I don't know how a kid would.
Gun range. That's how I got my
Yeah,
daughter introduced to
really.
it, and just taking her out to the gun range with
Well, that
me.
seems easy enough.
Yeah.
We could throw some clay pigeons out there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or even real pigeons.
I mean, we could go up to Higgins. I
Check your
suppose.
regs.
Check those regs.
I think there's an open season on pigeons.
Yeah, you're not wrong. That's true. That's a very true statement.
You were up at camp, weren't you?
Oh, yeah, we did. My wife and I went for a long weekend up to the cabin.
Did you hunt?
I did get out. It was cold.
But did you hunt?
And it was snowy. And didn't see a thing.
Yeah.
Nothing.
No. And honestly, I only put in about 2 hours. My wife had a laundry list of things to do. Places she wanted to go and see.
Yeah.
So the
No
thing
bear.
is, without a buck tag in your pocket, it's a
The
lot.
world is
it's-
your oyster.
Yeah, there's a lot of opportunity for the wife to be like, you already got one, you should go do this.
Yeah.
So I'm already thinking about next season. So I'm working my way toward making sure I've got that kitchen pass for next year.
Yeah, you got
Already
to
lined
Work
up.
it out, bud.
take them early. Send it. That's what I did. I was in Phillies all weekend with the Elton John.
That's right, you were at the Elton John.
So, I mean, it's one of those things you just, when you don't have any tags.
So
Doesn't matter.
the funny story
Some
about
some guys would probably buy a license in another state or
yeah, there's other options.
look
There
for
is.
look for
Well,
new public land.
In all honesty, the reason that I convinced myself I was still going to go out was because it was still archery season for bear
Yeah.
up there.
I was pulling
bear.
for you.
for bear.
Yeah, I was hoping to see one. I know there's bear in the area.
Yeah.
And I still have an opportunity because the entire first week of PA rifle season into what is, I guess, now the second Saturday, since opening day is Saturday.
Yeah.
2 Saturdays.
When doe comes in, there's still the extended bear season up there. I'm in hunting in 4D. So I still have an opportunity, probably 3 more days in the stand
Yeah.
up there where I could actually take a bear. So there's
Save
a
me a
chance.
doe.
A deer. a female deer.
I'm on it, bud.
You got it?
Yeah.
You got that dialed in for me?
And I think I talked to you guys about this last time that my son and I were up there. We didn't see a lot. Well, we didn't see anything, and we also didn't have a lot of sign. I talked to you about how it sounded like rain was falling when the leaves were coming down.
Yeah.
We didn't see anything. This time, that whole section of pines I was talking about right along the hardwood ridge is now torn up, rubs, scrapes, and stuff everywhere. So all it takes is just whatever that is that triggers a lot of that breeding activity to start kicking in. It's been triggered.
Is it safe to say that the rut is on?
Define rut.
It's never safe to say that. Depends who's listening. Everybody will argue about it, but yes, I think so.
I think so.
I don't know that we're in a breeding phase, but we're definitely in a chasing phase. I mean, bucks are running doe all over the place.
And chasing.
Just the amount of buck that you're seeing hit along the road in the last 2 weeks indicates that parts of the rut are happening.
Yeah.
Did you guys see that picture from Michigan? I can't remember where I saw it on some news website of a three antlered deer. It had like the normal antlers coming out the side of its head and one coming out the middle of the back of its head. It was pretty cool looking. Anybody see that?
No.
Really?
I think I
Robo
did.
deer.
I guess.
I saw something about a three antlered buck.
Yeah. I don't know how. I wonder how you'd score that, like in the Quest Hunt code.
I think it's like a Triceratops scoring system.
There's a whole different scoring system.
Quest is gross, so pretty much any
count it.
Any antler it's got, you count it.
Oh man. Was your brother?
There's some mad deductions probably for a Triceratops.
You think so?
Buck.
Oh, there's definitely like if you go by like official scoring, it's like
you lose points for things that aren't symmetrical.
One of the antlers,
and since there's a third antler without a fourth, I'd say there's a lot of
deduction,
unsymmetry. What's the right way to say that? Insymmetrical.
Asymmetrical.
Probably that's the right way to say it.
How do you score the third G2? What?
Carry the 3, divide by pi.
So that wouldn't do you much good then.
In the Quest Hunko it would, but I believe they just do by gross, but the like Boone and Crockett.
Yeah, Boone and Crockett would.
They'd slap you.
They'd slap you around.
Turn their nose up at that one.
They'd poo-poo on you.
Like a buck walking in on Kyle, they'd turn their nose up at you.
That's right.
And he poo-pooed on me. It's like, what's that terrible smell?
I don't understand. How does that... I think you're just...
No, believe me, I
thought you were pretty conscious about your scent
I'm
control.
extremely conscious about it, but when you have like 30 million olfactory senses in your nose, it doesn't matter what you do, they can still get a whiff of something they don't like on you.
What were you eating?
Yeah, what were you eating?
Chicken and a biscuit.
Well, that'll do it.
Right out of the box in the stand?
Right out of the box.
There's your problem.
No, I wasn't eating anything, but still. Yeah,
the funny thing is, it wouldn't even necessarily had to have been you. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, and
the yotes that ended up getting to him later could have been 50 yards to the other side of you, and one of them.
And I've actually heard stories of deer, like, not even necessarily smelling you per se. I've heard of deer smelling your tracks into your stand. Like,
it still counts as you.
Well, I'm saying like your actual like body scent. Yeah. Like I've heard of like really smart deer like picking up on your actual tracks in and being like, that's not supposed to be here.
Yeah.
And turning around and walking the other way.
I think you spooked it before.
I did. I yelled at it. I said, "Hey, you, get over here! I'm going to eat you."
Yeah, I'm going to eat you.
Can you still, if the coyotes tear it up? I mean, is there still usable meat?
Yes.
After that.
Yeah. So, like, my brother was kind of torn. He's like, "I don't know what to do." I said, "Listen." I said, "We can save most, like at least the front
Natalie
half.
and Bruya."
Yeah.
I'm all out of faith. This is how I feel.
Oh boy, see what happens.
Yeah, so
Matt's just
pretty much
he's like, why did I show up?
They destroyed both the hindquarters, which was unfortunate because that's where probably like at least
2/4 of your meat,
60% of your meat is probably. but we were able to save at least.
Why are they doing that? Like, I've seen all kinds of stuff.
That's just where they go
on the internets and stuff, where they're but the last couple have been in the hindquarters.
That's where
all the meat is.
That happened to me.
The coyotes aren't dumb either. I mean, they know where the bulk.
Oh yeah, they're real jerks.
Yeah.
I had a dead fawn at my house earlier this year, and the same thing happened. It had the back end of it
hindquarters.
Yeah.
Well, and Stevie too. Like the thing is, so once it's not just coyotes that you're dealing with too. Any fox or raccoon that's in the area, they're gonna go to that same. They're gonna go and get whatever free meal they can out of it too.
But you can tell when there's a huge piece missing. It was definitely a larger carnivore.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah, when like
Nittany lion.
I've seen deer that have had like either fox or raccoon get into them, and it's only like there's only
nibbles the raccoon.
There's only like partial things out of it. This thing we came up pretty much the whole back half was down to bone, and there was like pieces of skin laying all over. Like it was torn up. Was it? Yeah. But we were at least able to save, half the back straps and the 2 front shoulders.
That's good.
Can I ask this? Does your brother have a place to process, or does it go to Darren's?
Well, it's funny that you asked that. He typically gets
What makes it funny?
because he typically gets it
myself.
because he typically gets it processed. Like out of all my brothers, I'm the only one that processes my own deer.
Oh, gotcha.
And he was torn because a butcher's gonna charge you whatever to process a deer regardless.
Sure, right?
So I was like, dude, I said, we'll just take it to Darren's. I said, I'll cape it out for you so you can at least know that that's done right. And we'll
leave a coyote hole for you.
You only had to cape half of it.
Yeah. Well, you're typically only caping half of it anyway for a shoulder mount.
Come on, Stevie.
I thought you were doing a full rug.
He's gonna do a full rug with a coyote rug behind it.
Coyotes on the back half. But
that'd be a good.
That would be cool.
I could go for one of those.
Yeah,
not a bad idea.
That would be cool.
Get Andy's help with that.
Have you messed up caping it out or something? That'd be cool.
Just cut that messed up piece.
Oh, that's where the coyotes got it. But no, so I convinced him to take it to Darren's, and I cut it up for him and caped it out for him. Darren's meat processing.
Bucket O knives.
Yeah, old Bucket O knife Darren.
I love it.
And Darren's the one that can skin it in like 25 seconds, right?
Yeah, something like that. I forget what the official
He's like
score
a cowboy.
was.
It's like he'll raise his
get
hand.
out of the way.
Yeah.
And
That process is a lot quicker once the coyotes have ripped it open.
He'll raise his hands at the end like he's done.
I get a rodeo.
Yeah.
Done.
It's actually more difficult, Ryan, because you're trying to figure out how to hang the deer.
Oh yeah, if it was torn up that bad, I guess that would be a problem.
No buenos.
So Matt, I got to ask a little bit about what you've got that you're looking forward to coming up in rifle season. Are you
seeing any deer? You trail cameras?
Yeah, I did have some trail cams out this year.
Do you have a camp that you're going to? Or is it just like you hunt some local properties or
public lands?
Public lands, yeah. We hunt up in Perry County.
Okay.
Yeah, we have a camp up there that Dad and I have.
Why don't we have a camp?
I have one. You guys are
I have
welcome.
one.
Second week of deer camp, you're allowed to join.
Well, why don't we have a camp?
Just for misers?
Yeah.
Oh, well, I like that.
Everybody else has one. We should.
Camp's the best, though, right? And is that something that you guys have been doing for forever?
So I've heard.
Remember, yeah.
Very cool. Very cool. So you do have camera pictures, some stuff you've been watching?
Yeah, some stuff. I got one nice buck in one area, but I think that one was gotten because when I was up there small game, when I came out at the end of the day, there was archery hunter in there. And I think that one was gotten.
Do you small game hunt? Where you deer hunt?
That day I was because I was small game hunting and scouting.
Scouting.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Just checking out the area.
Nice.
So.
Well, what we ought to do is get you a bow, and then you can scout while you're archery hunting.
Or just let me scout it for you.
It's not a bad idea.
It's another option.
Just let me scout it.
I
I'll tell
can
you
help
all
him.
about it.
Don't let him do that. He'll shoot the deer.
If you have any issues with being overrun by a juvenile buck, let Will and I move in.
I won't kill a big buck, I promise.
we could almost guarantee that. Hey, comrade.
Hey, comrade.
No, that's cool. I love camps, though.
I'm looking forward to bear camp here in a couple weeks. Well, it's 2
Okay.
weekends away now.
Yeah.
We go up into Lycoming County for that.
Oh, really?
We're part of a camp up there.
Yeah.
Big drives, big group.
Medium drives?
Medium drives.
Medium
There's a
group?
bunch of older guys. I'm the youngest guy there. So
Oh, well.
I
you're
do
the
all the
dog.
walking. Yep.
Yeah.
So
A woof woof. I'm sure they love to see you pull in.
You guys get bear?
2 years ago, we have two twins up there. We have a pair of twins up there. They've both got a bear on one drive.
Really?
Wow.
Nice.
Every year is not productive.
Yeah.
There's a camp down the road down there that they have when a lot of younger guys, but they get like 13, 14 bear a year.
Wow.
Coyotes.
Well,
They're all from down Lancaster down here.
Lycoming puts out a lot of bear.
Yeah.
How do you determine who shoots in one of those bear drives?
Whoever sees them.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
No way.
Closest to the pin.
Huh. So it's not, there's not like guys driving and then guys waiting to shoot.
No, there is.
There are.
There is.
But
There's standers and there's drivers, right?
Yeah, pushers, yeah.
But it's no different than like a deer drive, you know. If a deer
How
comes
do you
by
determine who shoots in a deer drive?
He doesn't know anything.
Closest to the
He
pin.
doesn't-
Closest to the pin.
yeah, it's pretty
Are
much.
you asking how do you determine who gets to stand that drive?
I think he's asking like who's
Like if there's 15 or 20 guys on a drive, and 5 of them, and you jump a bear.
Stevie, remember when we were hunting ducks
Yeah.
on Captain Mark's boat, and
Yeah.
we said, Stevie, you shoot this way, I'll cover this section.
I didn't follow that rule.
Well, I know, yeah, but it's very similar in a deer drive. It's you have your people spaced
Sure.
out equally, and it's like, all right, Jim's got this sector over here, Tom's got that
That
one.
makes
and-
sense.
But if you do it enough, it's a science because you're going to be like, typically they're going to bust out around this whatever, and
Yep.
then they're going to here and there. So you're going to strategically hopefully you have people placed, depending on how many people you have,
Yeah.
it changes everything.
I thought
the
there would
number
be
of
some
people.
kind of hierarchy.
I was thinking about
Yeah, it's
talking to Stevie about
older dudes will
flankers.
sit more.
Flankers on the drive and stuff, but that's too much. It's too advanced technique for him.
Oh
We're not
yeah,
gonna get into that
don't
tonight.
get into that.
Yeah.
That'll take hours to
Because
flesh out.
there are people who post up as standers, but then as the drive comes through, they join the drive and become a driver. So they're
Yeah.
flanking the drive. It's crazy.
Flank-
Then there's
my.
different styles of
Mad
drive. Then there's kind of like a bump and nudge, or there's just a full
Or
out
there's
push.
there's a creep. Like you can, like I got my
He's
first
sitting
buck.
right here.
Yeah, right. I invited him tonight.
Oh, geez.
Oh,
I was pointing at you, Will. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
he was pointing at you.
I know, but nobody can see that.
I know.
I'm a creep.
Sorry, Matt.
So I
Nobody
made
can
it.
see me pointing
I
at Will.
made it audible.
I'm a
That's good.
win.
You win, I guess, by
I
default.
flanked your
on that.
joke. I
You
became,
posted up.
I became part of your joke.
You killed your first deer on a bump and jump.
It was it was
a
just
creep.
2 of us. It was
Yeah.
like a creep where my father-in-law came out this predictable path that where we know a patch of woods, and I was at the end of the drive, and he literally just walked very slow, and the deer came out to me, but it was not running. It wasn't really spooked. It was just it knew something was behind him.
Yeah.
So there's all kinds of ways to do it, and that's the way to do it if you have like 2 guys, because but if you have more guys, then it changes everything.
How close are you when you're doing this?
A lot of it depends on where you're pushing out. If you're pushing out like a valley, or
Like, are you as close as we are when we're pheasant hunting? Like
you can be, like if you're pushing some real thick stuff.
If you can see the dude, sometimes a lot of guys will blow a whistle or blow like into your spent shell.
Or then you get hooping and hollering going on.
A lot of guys will hoot and holler.
Yeah.
Okay.
Those are for savages.
It's a huge deal upstate in big woods.
Oh, yeah,
I'm assuming Lycoming County's doing a lot of the same things I'm seeing up in
Bedford counties. That's
Bedford did it.
what we do.
I grew up doing drives in Tioga County for deer, and bears a lot of the same thing. I assume. I've never been part of a bear drive, but I'm assuming it's done very similar to the big organized deer drive.
I would say when the bear drives I've been a part of, we go to the worst part of the mountain.
Oh yeah, you're in the thickest of the laurel, the rockiest terrain.
Normal deer.
You're on hillside, steep.
Those bear drives are the reason that it's so difficult to hunt deer in that area in rifle season unless you're driving, because they've been pushed around for a week in bear season, so they go on lockdown. So you need to drive then during deer season. But it's a fun way to hunt.
We honestly have not really talked drives.
No, we need to. We should probably, here's what I think we should do, is that week of Thanksgiving, we might want to drive up to Lycoming County, find where Matt is, and hang out.
What if we all mic'd up?
Do a little deer drive or bear drive.
Yes.
Always welcome.
What if we mic'd up?
All of us mic'd up individually and just talked about, just had it all going.
I was going to say, if we run the H6, we're going to be too close together.
No. It would be all individually.
No, I think all we might hear is...
Well, that's most of it.
No. What, earbuds and a Skype call, and somebody can record that, right?
Stevie can record it.
Yeah.
No way, I'm walking along.
You have the best phone. Your phone.
That's true.
That's true. I can't argue with that.
You got the best phone and worse endurance.
That was me. But I got
Will surpassed you.
3 degrees better this year.
That's good on you, bud.
Level 2 now.
Guys, I hate to do this.
Don't do it, Ryan.
But I have to.
What?
We've reached a bit of a limit. We've done our current quite a bit of justice.
I hear that.
I have lots more questions.
I know you do, bud. You always do. That's what I love the most about you.
What
Save
is
it for
it,
the
5 questions?
What's that?
You have a fast 5?
I do have we do have the fast 5. Yeah. Anyway,
I didn't know what it was. You said you had questions.
like
there's 5 of them.
we didn't even
scratch
the surface on bear drives or river waterfowl hunting.
Well, put a
Deer
pin in
drives.
Deer drives.
Yeah, we actually need to have Matt pay us another visit so we can go over some of the tactics and techniques when it comes to putting on the drive.
I don't know. Would you like that, Matt? I don't want to push this on you.
Sorry to put you on the
I already
spot,
pushed.
bud.
Sure, I'll come back.
Yeah, because we need to do that. Actually, if nothing more, it's going to be a recap session to hear how you made out at bear camp. Good luck while we're there. Let me be the first to say good luck.
Thank you.
Oh, good luck.
Maybe if
Any of you guys going out for bear?
I'm going out, but only because of the overlap.
Okay.
I won't be out. This is the first year in quite a while that I won't be out opening day of PA rifle.
Really?
But even then, it's only for a couple hours because we happen to be up at our cabin.
Yeah.
You know, I'm in Center County, and I get as many pictures on trail cameras of bear as I do deer.
That's
but
when
it's
all
so
your
thick and nasty.
relatives kill anyway.
Where's that?
All your relatives kill the first day because you're not there.
Pretty much. Yeah. Anyway,
Anywho,
what we need to do is check in with me one more time.
Okay.
To hear a little bit
Keep
about
it to yourself, would
this
you?
month's other sponsor. Ryan, tell us about that. All right, Ryan,
don't
here
be
we go.
selfish, Ryan.
This month's episodes are brought to you in part by Protection First Class Outdoors. PFC lubes were designed and developed to protect and lubricate your firearms, your bows, your tree stands, heck, all your outdoor equipment. Guys, I'm telling you, this stuff was originally designed to use in automotive undercoatings. Now, it don't get more corrosive than that.
I heard that.
That's true.
To make sure you head on over to pfcoutdoors.com, check out everything they got going on over there, pick up some of that lube. It's the ticket. I still love that PFC.
I've said it before. I am leaning very heavy.
My guns are in way better shape than they've been in quite a while.
Yeah, on these
look so
the
good.
wipes, because it doesn't matter if it starts out wet or ends wet. Like, I can just wipe them off really quickly and throw that rag out and just get a good layer of protection.
I got that rag that I soaked during making that video.
I know.
So
you should probably just
doing me
spring
pretty
for
good
the
numbers.
Spring for an actual one because it's a really your rag.
Oh, I'm getting one.
Yeah, your rag is not as nice as mine. They have that
Fine microfiber.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Love it.
Thing of beauty.
Getting me some of that. Well, Matt, thank you again for joining us.
Thanks,
I
Matt.
look forward to
thanks, Matt.
having you back in studio, hanging out some more.
Thanks for having me. I'm looking forward to it too.
We'll try to make that a more regular thing. And one more time, good luck this year. Bear season, deer season, all that great
Same
stuff.
to you guys.
Thanks for tolerating us.
Yeah.
Stevie,
That was painless.
Yes, sir.
where can folks find us?
Hop on over to RettenRiverPursuits.com. Check us out on all the social media platforms by searching for Retten River Pursuits. Check out them YouTubes.
Damn YouTubes.
Download the podcast on iHeartRadio, Spotify, or Apple Podcasts.
Love those Spotifys.
Me too.
It's good stuff.
Good stuff.
All right, boys. We did it good. Can't wait till next week. I love these things. Love being in the current with you boys.
Me too. Glad you're
stuff.
back, Ryan. Kyle.
Thank you.
Matt.
Thank you.
Everybody.
Ryan, Kyle.
See you, boys.
Let me feel.
Peace.
Didn't they make a movie about that a few years back?
Yeah, it was
Jason
called
the-
Rambo.
But no,
Surviving the Game?
Surviving the Game with
Yeah.
Ice-T.
Ice-T.
That was a great movie.
Oh, yeah.
So your brother called iced tea.
Yeah, my brother called Ice-T.
In that scenario, it would be Rucker Hauer.
Yeah.
So your brother calls Rucker Howard.
That's awesome. So,
Yeah.
so how'd it go?
What do you tip him a hind quarter or something?
I don't know. My brother did offer him a hind quarter. Yeah, I mean, he just.
Bruised liver.
Yeah, I'm sure they would. Yeah.
You can have the liver, bud.
Yeah, you can have the liver.
I have a 7-year-old that's been asking to go hunting. And I don't know how.
You don't have to tell him
kid-
that you don't hunt.
No, I don't know how I would react.
Not good at it.
He knows that.